Well, hello, I'm Mr. Barger.
And this is my little baby boy, Ben.
Hello.
And we're going to read you the true story of the Three Little Pigs.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Me too.
Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody's ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf. Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. And I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. It's Al. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. You say cheeseburger. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing's all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story of the big bad wolf. Way back once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their right mind would build a house out of straw? He's on his way to get some sugar, making a cake. So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I just didn't want to walk into someone else's house, so I called Little Pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without a cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed. And I puffed. And I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo. And what do you know? The whole darn house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He'd been to home the whole time. Look at him. It seemed like a shame to have a perfectly good ham dinner laying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Thinking it was just a big cheeseburger laying there. I was feeling a little better, but I didn't still have my cup of sugar. So I went to my neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He built his house out of sticks. Stick house. I rang the bell in the stick house. Nobody answered. I called Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. He's shaving. I just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. So I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I had a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail, just laying there. Wolf's honor. Look at him. Now, you know food will spoil if you leave it just out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. But I still didn't have my cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake, so I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother, And he must have been the brains of the bunch because he built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house, no answer. I called Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? And when you know that little rude porker answered, get out of here, Wolf, don't bother me again. How rude. Talk about impolite. He probably had the whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me one little cup for my dear old sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again, and the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Look at him yelling at the wolf. Poor wolf. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm feller, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I tend to go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. He was mad. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs that I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy was going to borrow a cup of sugar. Didn't sound very exciting, so they just jazzed that whole story about a huff and puff that blew the house down and how they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. The end. What do you think?
Good.
Good story. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow.